Good morning. It's Tech Talk Today, episode 239 for April 12th, 2016. My name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
Hello, Angela. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Guess what? We have a show full of news. It goes from outer space to Telegram, the messaging program. It spans the whole spectrum of all things in between. And to help us decipher all of this news is our Mumble Room. Time-appropriate greetings, Mumble Room.
Indeed.
Hello, everybody. Let's open up the can of today's Tech Talk today and start with some good news. I thought that'd be fun.
Yes.
Experts, not your regular old schmoes, but experts have cracked the PETA ransomware, which is essentially another one of these ransomwares that just be going in and encrypting all your files, Andrews, and then blocking you access. It's happening to everybody these days, from Android devices to Windows devices, and even Macintoshes and Linux boxes are getting ransomware. We've been covering it pretty much across all of our shows that cover those different spectrums, and so today it's kind of neat to see people striking back. The technique is not exactly straightforward, but it does work, and when you're in a pinch, that's all that really matters.
Basically, if you've been compromised, there's a way to uncompromise.
Yeah, well, this particular ransomware affects Windows boxes, and what it does, and it's kind of ingenious to save time, is instead of encrypting the entire file system, it encrypts with this MFT file, this table in NTFS that is the master record of where everything is in the file system. So without this MFT file, it's like you don't have any files. So you just encrypt this one thing, and you block access to all things. And so what the experts have done is figured out how to get that file back and save your bacon, really.
Yeah.
So good news, right? We'll start with some good news. Now, there was some bad news earlier this week. SciByte fans will remember the Kepler telescope, a real boon to scientists' ability to look way out into space and discover perhaps Earth-like planets. And this week, this amazing telescope went into emergency mode.
NASA is scrambling to save a $600 million spacecraft that's gone into emergency mode. Experiencing what one researcher called a spacecraft emergency, the Kepler Space Telescope is now rapidly burning through fuel, and NASA is running out of time to save it. Engineers first discovered the telescope was in emergency mode Thursday and believe it actually entered that stage at least a day before. One of the biggest obstacles engineers now face is Kepler is 75 million miles from Earth. Even at the speed of light, signals take 13 minutes to go between Kepler and NASA's home base. It's unclear what's exactly wrong with the spacecraft, but it might not be an easy fix. NASA scientists will have to find a way to repair Kepler with whatever the spacecraft already has on it. Engineers fixed a different major problem in 2013 by using pressure from sunlight to keep Kepler steady. NASA's poured a huge amount of money into the Kepler project. The spacecraft launched in 2009 and was only supposed to take 4 years, but severe breakdowns and hard-to-read data have plagued the mission.
Well, Andrews, good news. We have a little breaking news.
This is CNN breaking news.
NASA, the crackers over there at NASA have already the crack team. What do you think I'm talking about?
I don't even know.
What do you think I'm talking? That's racist.
Okay.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking. I'm talking about like they're fast workers over there. They have recovered the Kepler Space Telescope from emergency mode, which is really a good thing because, and this is interesting. Just a little background: when this unit goes into quote unquote emergency mode, which I don't know if that's actually what they call it in NASA or just what the person quoted called it, and now it's just getting repeated like crazy. But when they go into emergency mode, one of the interesting things that happens is they get like priority access to the NASA infrastructure to communicate with space objects. And they get priority space communication access. And they got priority space communication access because when this beast goes into emergency mode, I guess it shuts down its I forget what the thrusters are called, but essentially they're powered by solar. Mm-hmm. And it shuts that stuff down and switches over to thrusters powered by its onboard fuel tanks. And so it burns through fuel like crazy, essentially, because something that was once solar powered is now gas powered.
Right.
And so they got to work as fast as possible because obviously they have limited fuel aboard this thing and they can't go refuel. There's not a gas station out there. So the team was hustling, and I guess they've managed to fix it, even though it's 75 million miles away, like they said, and takes 13 minutes for signals to travel to the spacecraft. Is that mind-numbing or what?
That's crazy.
It makes my living on the MiFi these days not feel so bad. Sure, I can only watch one YouTube video at a time, but what's the big deal? At least it doesn't take that long. They said it was a quick response and determination of the engineers throughout the weekend that led to the recovery. That was according to the mission manager. We are deeply appreciative of their efforts and for the outpouring of support from the mission fans and followers from around the world. This is like a famous freaking telescope. Now, I guess they're gonna. It's not back to work though. Because this little verb from The Verge talks about it. The spacecraft's lowest operational mode is what it was in. I don't know if I actually call that emergency mode. It was the most fuel intensive. Now, it's no longer in emergency mode or lowest operating mode, but it's also not in, and this is a direct quote, science mode.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's what, once they've completed the health checks and look at all the recent data from the spacecraft, they might put it back into
science mode.
Science mode. Yeah, which is an awesome name for something. Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, Mumble Room, I don't know, is anybody in the Mumble Room in tech support?
Yeah, I do it on the side for some people, and yes, it can be a hell of a hassle sometimes.
Could you imagine the limitations of being able to only transmit like one thing and then wait for a 13-minute response? Think about how you'd have to batch your work up.
It's like a 26-minute delay,
yeah,
right?
That's right.
At least.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Because then it takes 13 minutes to come back. Yeah.
Wow.
That's awful. Oh, man. Okay.
You
Did
have
it work?
to be one
I don't
hell
know.
of a programmer.
Yeah, really, for sure. For sure. Now, remember, we've been covering this FBI attempting to get access to the iPhone case since it began.
Wow.
One follow-up story. Now the FBI is claiming that their tool only works on the 5C, even though we've seen various reports. They're saying it only works on the 5C. They won't go into details beyond that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Are they backtracking now? They're like, no, wait a second.
Now what they're saying is, that lawsuit we talked about, or not a lawsuit, that case we talked about in New York for the drug dealer?
Yeah.
There's like, yeah, we still need Apple's help for that. We still want help.
Yeah.
Can you help us on that one?
A-holes.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Hey,
That's great.
Your friend,
Yes.
your buddy, Mark
Yes.
Zuckerberg,
Yes.
is updating Facebook like a mo right now because I don't know if you've read the headlines, but sharing is down on Facebook. Have you read this?
Sharing?
Sharing is down. People aren't sharing
I like the
as
way
much.
you say that.
Yeah, what they're sharing now is on Snapchat and Instagram more because they're more private audiences and they don't want to share on.
I see.
Yeah, so sharing now is so to combat this. To combat this, Zuckerberg is going to be rolling out a series, personally, of features, including starting this week, Facebook Messenger is going to get all up in its biz with Dropbox. You can now share Dropbox files over Messenger. If they're photos or videos, including animated GIFs, those will appear directly in the chat window.
Interesting.
Anything else will prompt you just open up in your Dropbox app or go to the website. Huh. Yeah, so you're going to see a lot more stuff coming out on the Facebook. You keep an eye on it, Andrews.
Oh,
if anything
I will.
interesting, if anything passes the snuff, you let us know.
Okay.
Because they're in a weird position right now. People are just talking nonstop about Snapchat.
Yeah, I know. I haven't dove into it yet.
Yeah.
I don't really care to,
I don't either.
but I have noticed that my Facebook feed is pretty drab lately.
Yeah. Anybody in the Mumble Room want to admit to being a Snapchat user and telling me what the appeal is? I'm sure one of you must be because it's like a jillion people are on there.
Nope.
Yeah,
Not
I
interested.
don't really use any social media.
Yeah.
I'm a member of the Free Software Foundation myself. Currently running Triskel, and it's running great.
I think
Don't have a smartphone.
a common sentiment among the audiences. I'm not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure I would be on it much either if I wasn't trying to tell people that I was live or.
Right. Arch Uber Valley says, does anyone over 25 use Snapchat?
Tom Merritt's been using it quite a bit to, promote his daily tech news show, and so he seems to think it works pretty well. Huh. The other thing that I realized, though, I was just going to say is if I wasn't trying to correspond with an audience, and Twitter happens to be like the best forum to communicate with me because it's short, I don't think I would use social media. And what I do use it for is like just to connect with the audience, and beyond that, I was like, what's the point?
Stalk me.
No, yeah. Actually, because of our long history, with the exception of Twitter, every social network makes sure I always see your post first when I go there.
That's great.
But I don't really do Facebook anymore, and I find that to be the one it was easiest for me to give up on. And one of the first things I did is I stopped sharing there because I don't know. It's just like there's so much personal dynamics there from old schoolmates to family members and stuff that I realized that stuff I was sharing on Facebook was actually people were like, it was influencing what people thought about my situation in my family. Mm-hmm. And they were drawing incorrect conclusions and things like that. And I thought, so what happens is even the people that know you best just fill in the blanks incorrectly when they only put part of the picture together. And I thought, I don't have any interest in participating in that really. And so I could imagine scenarios like that are happening to more and more people. And I'm like, I don't really think I want to put people out there seeing, and I don't want my family members thinking this, because one of the big things about Facebook is that's where your family is, right?
Yep.
So it's got to be a really common problem.
Yep. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, you can do groups on Facebook and post certain things to certain people,
right? Yeah, but that's
to
a tedious
target your
thing,
audience. It is.
And what's Zuckerberg going to do to fix that?
Well, he made groups. Oh, well, I guess.
I mean, this whole problem. I mean, because what the real thing is Facebook's just not the right place. That's why Instagram is better for sharing pictures with friends, and that's why Snapchat's better. You know, and honestly, in some ways, for a lot of geeks, that's why Google Plus is better.
Yeah.
Because that's less of the riffraff. Riffraff being your family.
Yeah.
So riffraff taken lightly. Speaking of popular social platforms now, unbelievably, I mean, I remember when it was just a new kid on the block, Telegram. Its bot API gets inline keyboards, which is nuts. Support for 19 file types. Right before Facebook's big events, which is coming up. I'm kind of a fan of Telegram still. With inline keyboards, Telegram has added a feature that provides customized input based on the message it belongs to. They're available for messages that are sent both in chat and inline mode. Now, bots are going to be really interesting for Telegram down the road. I think one of the things that would be really exceptionally handy is, there are certain automatic triggers that we in different chat rooms could create that bots could do. Sort of like we use JBot for things in our
to give bacon.
Sure, but we could do them in chat threads but actually real jobs too, like actual tasks.
Yep.
Especially if later on we wanted to have like a Telegram official Jupiter Broadcasting Telegram channel, which those are things people are setting up now.
Really?
Yeah, like an IRC chat room basically.
Huh.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I mean, yes to trying new things and getting the community involved and feel involved, but I don't know. I think if we bring on a new one, we need to kind of like close off an old one.
Yeah,
and not have
interesting
to, because
idea.
we have so many places to manage things.
Yeah, that's very true.
Our more recent one is Meetup. Like it's really hard to maintain that.
Yeah, you're right.
And then
thankfully it only is in spurts.
And then Slack, Trello.
No, we don't have. Well, those aren't public though.
Oh, okay.
Those are just. I mean, we do have some stuff in the works, but Telegram is also rolling out tools for developers to manage groups using bots. One of the first features is the ability to remove members from groups and supergroups. Lots of stuff coming out from Telegram too. Cool. They're trying to keep up. Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. Okay, Andrews, guess what?
What?
Unless anybody in the Mumble Room has any closing thoughts on Telegram or messaging, you guys, if you do, I don't want to cut you off. You can speak up.
I'm a smartphone holdout.
Really?
I don't use anything.
I think that could be refreshing.
Yeah.
Do you have a feature phone, or do you just prefer not to have a phone at all?
Just an old, not smartphone.
Feature phone.
Yeah.
Flip phone.
Flip phone. How long does the battery last?
A week.
Well,
yeah, because he doesn't use it. No. It's not displaying anything.
All right, okay. Let's kick it. All right, so I've decided to try to know a little bit less about these as we go into them, so that way I can make judgments with you instead of coming in wanting it to either succeed or fail.
Right? Yeah.
That always
no.
leaves me frustrated.
No. Let me just correct that. Instead of telling you after the fact or that I've already funded it. That's okay. Right. What is it?
Oh, that's also true. I hadn't even thought of that.
It has wine in it?
Now, I got a thing. I think it was Chaotic Linux that might have submitted this one to the subreddit. The smart wine bottle that keeps wine fresh. Now, he labeled this, and this is the most I know about it, the craziest IoT to date, Internet of Things to date. And I thought, all right, that's good enough for me. So here we go. Wait, I should tell you I got to tell you the vitals before we start. So it's called the Kavi, or I'm sure they'll tell you I'm sure it's not pronounced that way. The smart wine bottle that keeps wine fresh. They had a goal of $50,000. They have raised $107,000.
Wow.
They're way above their goal with 23 days left to go, 525 backers.
People like their wine.
Here's their video.
Tell me, do you enjoy a nice glass of wine? I think you might. And so you know that as good as wine is when you open a bottle, it only tastes that way for about a day. But not with Cuvée. Because Cuvée has a super smart bottling and dispensing system that keeps oxygen from touching your wine. This is what you order. And this is how you pour it. The screen tells you what you're drinking.
Screen.
Tells you how much there is left to drink.
A touch screen.
Shows you the story of the wine.
A touch screen on the bottle.
Rate the wine and even order more.
Hey guys, what are we drinking?
Well, I was gonna open a red.
And I've been craving a Chardonnay.
Oh, see, now that's a problem. What are you gonna do, open 2 bottles?
Oh, I'll have red. It's fine.
Ugh.
No, it's fine.
No. With Cuvée, you can have that Chardonnay you're craving. Knock yourself out. Or both. Make it a party.
We have this one friend who loves his rosé.
I love rosé.
The rest of us, not so much.
Jumbo says we should buy this and put a $9 bottle of wine in
You
it.
can choose between hundreds of varietals, styles, and vineyards. And order from the Cuvée
What?
online store.
What?
Yeah, you
Or
didn't
even
hear
from the
that?
bottle.
I
This
thought
means you can keep more wines around and not worry about wastage.
So you have to buy their
Oxygen
bottles?
Never gets into this bottle, so every
I didn't
glass
get
you
it.
pour will taste amazing for up to 30 days. Drink what you want. Always fresh. One glass at a time.
Okay, so here's my first complaint. Who doesn't drink the whole bottle?
Oh, there it is.
Heyo, heyo.
Hey, you know what?
No, actually, I drink.
dignify that with an answer.
I drink half a bottle at a time. So, so half a bottle the first day, half a bottle the second day,
Chocolate
and
wine.
and only chocolate wine.
Now,
I bet
so
they don't have
what I guess me and Jumba missed at the beginning of the video is he said, "When here's what you order."
Yeah.
I thought he meant the whole kit because, of course, you also have to order the
I
housing
know.
it
I
goes
would.
into.
Right. I was thinking. So you have to pour the wine into their little bottle.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
It was
but
confusing.
You
yeah,
have to order
and
the
then I was-
bottles of wine from them because then that makes sense. Like, how does the touch screen on this wine bottle
right?
housing know what the
no,
like,
yeah.
is it
You have to sit
Wikipedian-
there and program it or
QR
like,
code scan.
Yeah,
or something.
right.
So
The barcode.
here's why I think it's getting the funding it's getting, because I was expecting this thing to be like minimum of $399. The base level funding was at $179, and now the next cheapest level, because that one's sold out, is $199.
Okay.
So for the unit itself,
$199.
$199.
Yeah.
You get the smart bottle and a voucher redeemable for our founder's selection of 4 delicious wines, which is a $100 value. Wow. So there you go. So if that kind of tells you how much the wine's going to cost, if they're semi-good wines, and to get 4 of them, it's a $100 value.
I wonder if the bottles like are collected or sent back to be refilled or reused,
They
or
must
if they're
be, right?
recyclable. You would think, especially if they're putting in, specific data, metadata on it,
Yeah.
to be read by the.
Yeah, it has an
by the housing.
RFID chip, recyclable. Here
Okay.
you go, Ange.
Oh, it is.
The bottles are also lighter and more compact. Oh, I guess you recycle them.
Right. Okay. That's unfortunate. Seems like something they could send back and blast with ions or something.
Frickin' thing. Yeah, that's totally what they could do. Just blast it with ions. So, now I'm not a big wine guy. And of course, the kind of wine that Ange drinks, you wouldn't be able to get in this bottle.
Nope.
Mumble Room, anybody in there a wine drink enthusiast and could see the value on something like this? I mean, really, honestly, come on now. It's $199
Just a waste of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like the high middle class found out about Kickstarter.
You know what? Here's what I say. If you had a lot of dinner parties, or if you were a tech company and you have, if you're wine and dining, like imagine like we were like still in IT consulting and we were gonna we had a beautiful place because this is instead of going into podcasting we stayed in IT and made lots of money and now we have this gorgeous place,
Right?
We have people over and
oh yeah, we'd be wine snobs for sure.
yeah, and wouldn't you want to like
We'd be like only 4.
yeah, it's like
Only 4 different wines.
it's like it's like Noah's Google Glass. Like it impresses the client. Oh, even better. This would make a great gift for your clients. This is a great client gift right here. Plus, then they get suckered with having to buy the bottles. Or you know what you do? You give them the 4 bottles, right? You give them 4 bottles, have at it, house. You can enjoy. That's where I would do this. But for me personally,
you know what I think what would happen is people will invest in this and they'll throw a party. And every drop will be drank out of each of those 4 bottles.
I know.
Like there will be no reason to,
You're right. Yeah,
for the next day thing.
That's just that's just us. See, when we open a bottle of wine, it's like okay, it's time to drink. But when other people open a bottle of wine, like
in your IT, having people over in that scenario, like at a party, people drink. They're not buying,
That's true.
the wine. They're going to drink it, and I don't know. It's just like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you're right. If you're using it for a social party, you don't really need it because you're going to drink the whole thing.
Yeah.
Plus, it's sort of sometimes a thing to display.
So
the
it's
bottle.
for drinking alone.
It is. Oh my gosh, it's totally for winos that want to drink by themselves.
Winos.
You know, but like rich middle, high end middle class winos that don't. Oh wow. Okay, all right. See now, another good market though. Not a bad market to
Right?
serve.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, Mom, bro. Any closing thoughts? Should we fund this one collectively in like a
all do it.
in like a moral supportive way, but not like an actual financial way? What do you say? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'll stick to my Moscato. My cheap Moscato.
You should ask what
So no.
operating system it uses.
Yeah, that's true. And I maybe I could leave a question on there. How does my box of wine fit in here? Yeah,
Does it use Linux?
yeah, right. There you go. So, and it's always extra credible when it's on Indiegogo. So that's how you know it's good, because they did it on Indiegogo. They're out of Boston with 525 backers too. That's pretty darn good.
There's some people that like wine, and maybe they like a different wine every night, and that would definitely.
Well, there are people that are legitimately aware of what wines go best with which foods and know how to match that up. And so tonight we're having some red meat, tomorrow we're having this, and some fish or something like that, and totally different wines. That couple though in that video probably should just get a divorce. I think they have other problems than which wine to drink. I think if that's what they're big. Yeah. Anyways. Next week, we should have, if all goes as planned, and I don't promise it will because we are going to be on the road coming back with Ham. We're going to be prepping for Linux Fest. We're going to have people in the studio. It's going to be nuts. But if everything goes as planned as much as possible next Tuesday, it should be a Noah and Ange edition of the Tech Talk program.
Yep.
I will bow out and allow Noah to stand here. I will grant him the privilege of standing in my spot.
He's literally standing here, looking down, with his arms to the side, almost defeated, but passionate about this torch.
Well, he used to be a listener. He used to listen to the show. I don't.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, not anymore.
Once you become involved with Jupiter Broadcasting, you don't listen to the show.
Only because.
Actually, you know what? That's a lie. Rick Hyatt listens to every show. It's great.
Well, everybody tends to check in from time to time, but what he said was, I used to listen to. Actually, for him, it was the Linux Action Show. It used to be the show I listened to, but now it's harder to listen to now that I'm on it. But
oh yeah.
Little podcasting pro tip is the best thing you can do to improve your podcasting performance is listen to your own episodes. I still do it today, and I hate it.
Yeah.
But I catch all those little annoying things I do.
Yep, you get a nugget.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I got to stop doing that. Which is how I discovered we were saying, here's the thing way too much. But then, that's just, what are you going to do? That's a snowball.
And your Tourette's has gone down quite a bit. Just kidding. If you guys don't watch any of the shows live, seriously, try to go to the live calendar and check for live time and listen, and you will be amazed at how much Tourette's this guy has.
So here's what I'm telling you is, speaking of that live stream, we may eventually be working on a project in-house that could get you access to that live stream. I don't know. We're going to see how Linux Fest goes. But
which live stream?
The live stream. An archived version of it. You know what I'm saying? Shh, don't say anything. Don't tell anybody. But what I was thinking, I'll tell you later. But I don't know yet. But I'm just saying, we're doing a massive hardware build while the guys are out for Linux Fest.
We're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and that massive hardware build is going to completely re-energize our live stream infrastructure machine.
Sweet.
And we may have additional capacity to just do a constant recording of the live stream. So we may be able to do not only a master recording of the show, but we may be able to do a secondary recording of the entire stream. If we ended up being able to get to there, and that's all depending on how these builds go and how powerful the machines are, if we end up with enough resources where we could do that, the first place we would trial test that would be our patrons, just like we do with everything else we do. Patreon.com/today. If you'd like to support us, the initiatives we're working on behind the scenes to make things even better for you guys, listen, this is the place to do it, because the more people hear, the more our priorities point to our audience. And that is the way, if any media, news, technology advice, how-tos, even when we're talking about Kick, Indiegogo, wine bottles, really, you don't want anybody but the audience to be our primary focus. Patreon.com/today. You get access to behind-the-scenes content, and you help us make some of our decisions, sort of like a trial balloon audience, like a test group of our most passionate audience members. Patreon.com/today. 558 of you. Ooh, man, it would be great to get to that up to 600 by Linux Fest.
That would be cool.
The end of April, could we do it? I would love to see us get there.
We're halfway through, almost.
Oh, I know, and it's
crazy.
We are doubling down like crazy on our workload. 7 days a week we work now for you guys. Patreon.com/today. Would love to have your support. And if we do get to that capacity point where our live stream could become available to people that can't make it to our live streams because they are really epic and cool.
Yep.
It might just be the place to be. Patreon.com/today. Almost got a rhyme out of that, Andrews. Almost. All right, we're going to wrap it up with our end of show clip today that's going to take you back in time depending on your age, or well, if you're younger than us, then you're going to look at this and go, geez, that's what cartoons were like back then. Either way, hopefully you enjoy. If you'd like to submit some stories to the show, techtalktoday.reddit.com, jupiterbroadcasting.com/calendar for that live time. See you back here next Tuesday. Scooby-Doo!
Where are you? We got work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you. Pretending you got a silver. You're not human being, 'cause I can see the way you shake and shimmer. You know we got a Mr. Peter